You guys listen to the Sunday call?
I listened to it today.
You didn't listen, Natika?
I don't even think I realized I'd missed it. I'm assuming it was recorded.
It was recorded, yeah, because Christy's out of town. I'll
Yes,
just
ma'am.
kind of tell you what it was. Um, she was talking about after the holidays, a lot of us want to jump back into everything and just kind of um, get back on track and do all of the things. And that can be a little bit overwhelming. And so she talked about keeping the little promises to ourselves that we make and just kind of doing it in a smaller sense rather than trying to do all of the things and be on track with every single little thing. Just make a couple promises to yourself each day and then just do those few things. And then eventually, after a couple of days of keeping those promises to yourself, it'll become easier to get back on track with all of the other things. So I kind of wanted to talk about that because this week has been kind of a weird week. It's that in between Christmas, New Year's week where things just kind of, some of us are working, some of us are not working. I'm not currently working, and so I'm home. I had my call with my coach this week, and we kind of talked about what this week means to us and what our plan is going forward. And it just feels like since I'm home, I'm not doing all of the things I normally do. I'm out of routine. And so like food prep wasn't happening, drinking my water wasn't happening. Of course, there's a little bit of snacks still in the house, which are getting in the way of me wanting to eat healthier foods. I'm still okay with my movement, but my nutrition has just been really hard to get back on track with. And so I've had to kind of just choose three little things each day that I'm going to do. And as long as I do those three things, I've won my day. And so even if I didn't cut out all sugar or cut out all whatever, bad processed foods, as long as I did those three things, I felt like, okay, I accomplished something today. Today, my three things were Tori exercises because I've been doing them, but I have been skipping certain ones because they really just didn't want to listen to the videos. And it was the breathing exercises, which I know is probably the most important, but there were so many of them. And to sit and listen to the video to learn how to do the exercise, I was like, no, it's just breathing. How hard can that be? And so I hadn't been doing them at all. Drinking water was the other thing. I've been drinking water, but I have a different cup. This is the cup I'm using while I'm at home. Normally I have a bigger one and I can get through those at work a lot easier. And for some reason, this one's been a little bit harder. I think I've been getting 2 in, which is like half of the water I normally drink. And then my other goal today was to eat a Fitme dinner. Like actually prep food to last more than just dinner. And so I did all three of those and I feel really good about it. One of the benefits, I think, by making those little promises to myself and keeping those little promises to myself this week, my bigger goal was actually to have better bowel movements because I've been having issues in that area for about 2-3 weeks. And it's partly because I'm not eating vegetables and I'm not drinking my water. And even though I'm doing my movement, it's just been walking. It hasn't been anything extra. And I know that the Tori exercises help that as well. And so the benefit of keeping those little promises to myself for 3 days have been better trips to the bathroom. Which is just Great. So I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about that. I know you didn't listen to the call, Natika, but maybe you can decide today what your 3 promises would be for tomorrow.
That falls in line with the making a note of all a small win every day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Doing that piece. My 3, if I had to pick them, would probably change daily.
Yeah.
Avoid getting bored with it.
Yeah. And that's kind of what I've been doing, is just changing it daily. For tomorrow, I already decided I'm going to buy veggies for my trip, because when I go to my mom's, I already know that there's not going to be any vegetables over there. And so I'll usually take like a package, like a container of spinach and maybe one other vegetable. And then I take some healthy carbs, because she just has the processed carbs. And just in case she doesn't have anything. And so my goal for tomorrow is to actually go to the store and get that, so that I have it and it's not an excuse on the way up there that I don't have a vegetable. And then to eat, because I prepped some food today and I packaged it up in containers. And so another promise is to eat one of those meals for lunch tomorrow and not eat the leftover pizza that's in the fridge. And then drink my water again, because my lips are dry, my skin is dry, my cuticles are cracked, and it's just dehydration. I really feel it's dehydration. What about you, Raquel? Have you made any little promises to yourself this week?
Not to eat the whole tray of bizcochos.
That's a good one. That's hard to do.
Today I made sure I had a fresh vegetable, because I'd been lacking on the veggies. And so today I made sure I grabbed some carrots and some cucumbers. And so that was pretty big. I had to remind myself at 11:30 that I needed to stop with the coffee and turn to water.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a little win for me today, because I could have probably drank coffee all day today.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was cold. And
Yesterday when I got in the car, I took my water and a coffee, because I've been taking coffee with me in the car instead of just water. So I thought, well, I'll take my water and the coffee. And that was a mistake, because the coffee flew and I was taking my son to driver's ed and the cup flew.
No.
And it was like a closed container, but the little lip was open. So there was coffee all over us. There was coffee on the glove, on the dashboard and everything. So today, instead of taking the coffee, I took the water only. That was a lesson learned. Hi, Julie.
Good job.
Hi. I forgot, and then I was like, oh crap, I'm supposed to be in a meeting right now.
I was wondering if you were going to come or not. I thought maybe
Yeah.
you were still busy with holiday stuff.
No, I'm not. I just got sidetracked doing something else, and yeah.
Did you listen to the Sunday call, Julie?
I did not.
Okay. Okay, your homework for next week is listen to Sunday call. No, it was on keeping promises to yourself. Now that we're out of the holiday, kind of out of the holidays, out of the first holiday, and getting back on track this week, rather than trying to do everything all at one time and getting back on track with every little habit, to just keep a couple of little promises. Make a little promise to yourself, like maybe you're just going to drink water, you're going to have veggies with 1 or 2 meals, and you're going to get some walking in. Keep it small and simple. That way you keep those promises to yourself, and then the next day you move on. Maybe you have different promises that you keep to yourself, or maybe it's the same ones. And then after a few days, it just gets a little bit easier to add more back in rather than trying to just jump into everything all at once.
Yeah, that's what I'm working on. I'm working on getting rid of the gluten out of my diet again, because my body is so inflamed and hates me right now that, yeah, I don't want to do anything else other than do that.
Yeah.
So that's my goal this week, is to do that and to drink plenty of water.
Yeah.
I gained 10 pounds in inflammation and water weight. So
Well, you went from vacation straight into the holidays because you were at Disney.
yeah, I was at Disney and doing
Was it Thanksgiving or after Thanksgiving?
after Thanksgiving.
After Thanksgiving. So you had holiday, Disney, holiday.
Yeah. And because I actually have a allergy, an exercise induced allergy to wheat. I couldn't eat any wheat while we were in Disney. And so when we came back and Christmas started, then we had rolls and cake, and because we had Harmony's birthday late. And so I've just had gluten for like, I don't know, 4 or 5 days straight, and my body's hating me.
So what have you done to move towards that goal of getting rid of the gluten? Have you gotten it out of the house, or are you just not eating it?
We finished the cake last night. So today's the first full day of no gluten. And nothing else that's gluten in the house I want to eat. So I ate plenty of rolls, ate plenty of cake. I'm done with all of that. So,
Yeah.
And then yesterday I posted it in Facebook, but I made my steel cut oats, and I always put collagen in them, and brown sugar. And then I added pecans and cranberries to it with some cinnamon. And so my breakfast is already made. All I have to do is put it in, and then I always eat yogurt with it. So, and I know it's not Fitme, but that's my breakfast, and that's how I get food into me, because I'm still in the mindset of I need breakfast foods for breakfast. And because I can't eat eggs, I don't want to add veggies to that. So,
Collagen though.
it's vital protein collagen.
The blue container?
The blue container, unflavored. So I just add it into and oatmeal's the best way to put it in. So, or to get it. And it adds
Yeah, I tried it in my coffee and it was so gross.
In order to put it in something hot, you need to mix it with something cold first and then dump it in. Like, so if you put like milk or creamer in your coffee, you would want to, or cool down the coffee and then add it so that it doesn't get lumpy. Because I found that when I add it to my oatmeal, it can get lumpy. So I have to like stir and stir and stir and stir and stir. Or if you just add it in a little bit at a time and get a frother, that might work. If you want it in coffee. So that's what I've been doing. Is I made my breakfast. So I have breakfast, and then lunch, and then dinner and snacks, and it's all gluten-free. So
How are you feeling after all of like the holidays and all that? Just the inflammation, is it making you?
It makes me tired. I'm really tired.
Really
I just want to nap all day.
So it'll take a few
day.
days to get all of that inflammation off of you.
It can take a week.
Mm-hmm.
With as much gluten as I've had, it can take a week to get all of that water weight off. And 10 pounds, that's a lot. And that's just what my body does, is it just hangs on to it. It doesn't matter how much water I drink. It won't go down until I stop eating it completely. And my body hurts. I went all that time with no pain. My shoulders hurt. My hip hurts. My knee hurts. My ankle hurts. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore.
Sometimes
I don't want to do this pain anymore now that I've been pain free.
I think sometimes it takes that feeling to know, okay, I don't want to do this anymore. Whether it's, and Raquel and I were talking about this on our walk, when you eat something that's like fast food or whatever, stuff that you used to eat all the time, and then you're eating healthy for so long, and then you have it again and it makes you feel so bad. And it just kind of is a reminder of what we don't want to feel like anymore.
Exactly. And I went shopping today and I picked up all kinds of fresh fruits, or not fresh fruits, but fresh vegetables. I got coleslaw to make homemade coleslaw, and carrots and broccoli and cauliflower and
I was
all
going
the
to
good
ask
stuff.
you, Raquel, so your promise was to not eat the whole plate of bizcochitos. So one thing, and I was thinking about this before the call, like with the sugar, maybe today your promise is to eat less bizcochitos, and then maybe tomorrow it's maybe just one.
What is that?
They're little cookies, like cinnamon sugar cookies.
Oh, okay.
They're so good. They melt in your mouth. Melt.
Oh,
They're
my.
tiny too, so you just eat them like
Yeah.
you wouldn't believe.
They're like miniature, like they're nowhere near miniature. Like they're better than miniature Snickers, but it's like when you have a bag of miniature Snickers, you think, oh, it's just one. Oh, it's just a little one.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, that's how these cookies are. And before I know it, I've eaten a dozen of them.
Oh, they
They're really
sound.
good. They're really
They're so
good.
good. And I
They're
only
really
have
good.
them once a year. Like I
Yeah.
only have them once a year.
Homemade.
Molasses cookies.
They're homemade.
Oh
I
my
mean,
God.
not my home,
Yeah.
but
My
the
mom
cookie
used to
lady
make
makes them
them.
at home.
I made them one year, and
Did you?
it's a lot of work. Yeah.
They're
It's a lot of
hard.
work.
Yes.
They're made with wine. Some people will put wine in them. Some people put orange juice, or some people I think even put like brandy.
Mm.
And they have anise in them, anise seed, and they're made with lard. And so they're like really flaky and yummy. But
Sound
they're, yeah, it's like a traditional, I don't know if it's Mexican or New Mexican or what, but they make them here.
They're
Anyway,
yummy.
That's the molasses cookies. I only make them once a year, and
Yeah.
I ate tons of molasses cookies. We put them in the freezer, and I dig them out of the freezer and put them in the microwave, make them all warm and gooey again.
and that's what I was going to tell
Raquel.
Raquel. I was going to say, maybe today you have one cookie, and then maybe tomorrow you put the cookies away somewhere. And maybe the next day the promise is to get rid of the cookies if they're not gone. Or put them in the freezer or give them away or whatever. You know what I mean? But each day your promise could be a little less and a little less. To where you're finally.
Raquel said no.
Just eat all the cookies, Raquel.
I just need to eat them all.
Get rid of them.
I'm like,
Put them in there.
I'm like, okay, if I can save them, if I can just hide them until New Year's, and then when we go over to my sister's, like that can be, if I could just,
everybody can eat them.
Everybody can eat them, and I'm not eating because I think we still have like 5 dozen left.
Oh no!
Because nobody. It's a lot of cookies.
I bought a little container, and they were like, I think maybe a dozen in there.
Oh. Yeah, I think next year I need to get less. I bought 10 dozen. I'm totally being honest. I bought 10 dozen. So she gives them to me in this big old platter, and I bring them home, and we host Christmas Eve. So everybody comes over to the house on Christmas Eve, and like nobody really ate them. And I'm like, do you guys have your own trays? And they're like, yeah, we got our own. And I'm like, oh.
Oh my God.
So I have all of these cookies. My husband doesn't eat them. My daughter rarely eats them. So it's me and my son who will eat them. And he's like, whatever right now. And I'm just like,
well, you went back to work, so maybe you can put like some in little baggies and hand them out to the people at work. And they'll be gone. That's a hard one. They're
Yeah,
the
next
best.
year I wouldn't buy so many.
Yeah, you're 100%. I'm not gonna buy so many, especially if everybody else is already getting their own trays for their house. They're not gonna
Mhm.
come and eat them again. I mean, we have some, but not. I mean, they
Yeah,
ate half of them,
yeah.
but they're so good.
Is all the sugar out of the house other than those cookies, like for everybody else?
Mhm.
No,
It's not out of my house yet.
have cake and pie left. Um, piece of the cake today was unimpressed, so I'm less tempted by that. But the
Mhm.
pie, delicious. So I've had a slice of everything, and I think I feel okay now.
You're okay now?
Yeah.
So what's gonna happen to the rest of it?
Rest of the people in the house will eat it. They're
They'll eat
big.
it?
We froze the
Yeah.
leftover pumpkin pie. We put it in the freezer. We can dig it out later. And then the rest of the cinnamon rolls are being frozen. I'm like, my body feels so bad. I just don't want any more
Mhm.
gluten any more
I
gluten
think,
at all.
yeah, I think that's how I've been feeling this week is I was just ready for a Fitme plate. And I've been eating Fitme breakfast, but lunch has kind of been whatever, leftovers, whatever, but not a real Fitme plate. And then dinner yesterday was leftover lasagna I had made the night before. And so that wasn't Fitme. And so today, I was like, I have to cook tonight. So I took the meat out this morning and we had pork chops, broccoli, and roasted potatoes. And it was so good. I was like, this is so good. But my kids, I think, are ready for it too. I asked him the other day at dinner, I think we were having lasagna the night we had lasagna. And I asked them if they were ready for Fit Me plates again. And they were. I asked him, are you feeling sick with this food? And my son, because sometimes he'll get like acid reflux, my teenager, because he just eats too much. And he's like, I think it's all the candy. And I was like, well, you don't have to eat the candy. But I think they were trying to eat the candy that they had before, I don't know, their dad steals it from them. Blame it on him. But I told him you don't have to eat it all. You can throw it away. You can put it up in the closet or in the freezer if you don't want to eat it right now. You don't have to eat it. So I think even the kids are kind of feeling it. And my husband
Yeah.
too, because he was not wanting to eat leftovers either. He's, I think all of us are just kind of done with it.
That's
Well,
good.
yeah, once you start eating well and then you go back to eating the crap and then you realize how it makes you feel, you're like, okay, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Even the water, I'm like this whole week, my lips have been like so chapped and my cuticles have been cracking, and it's gotta be dehydration. I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
So Natika's falling asleep again.
I could plug it
We should all get on the next call in bed.
I'm sitting in my bed. Does that count?
I gotta be in my car.
before, so I've
I
been in
think
bed.
everybody else is in bed, to tell you the truth.
Did you say
I
you've been
haven't
up
seen-
since 4?
No, I said I'm
Who?
sore. My body
Oh,
hurt,
sore.
so
Oh,
because I took a break from working out for a couple of weeks for no real reason. So that's one of my little things that I'm trying to get back to. And today is day 2. Oh my God.
At CrossFit?
Yeah. And it'll be bad when you feel sore immediately. Like
Mhm.
immediately after the workout, I could tell tomorrow's gonna be bad. So I've been in bed since 8 o'clock because I just don't have my legs already hurt. I can't go
Mhm.
downstairs.
The other thing, because I've had a couple of client calls this week that people have been telling me is they're really sleepy this week.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the schedule. Some people, I don't know if they're coming down with something or if it's just that, all of the stress is kind of over of the holidays, and it's just like that letdown that you feel after
Mhm.
all that activity, and everybody's just ready to sleep all week.
Yes, I could see that.
I think it's a combination of everything. If you're not
Mhm.
getting sick, it's a letdown. For me, it's the weather because we're expecting rain all week long and it just stormed and stormed yesterday.
Mhm.
And with seasonal affective disorder this time of year where it gets dark earlier and I just want to sleep
Yeah.
and we put all the Christmas stuff away already. So it's like
I haven't yet. That was supposed to be a goal for this week because I'm kind of tired of it all. But
it
So
goes up Thanksgiving Day and comes down the day after Christmas every
is
year.
it?
Every year. I'm like over it by the day after Christmas. I'm like, I don't want to do Christmas anymore. I'm done.
Yeah. It's almost like a reset, like cleaning the house and getting everything out, starting fresh. Even like pantry clean out and fridge clean out, I think is something that's a good thing to do, especially towards what, Julie?
I have to clean out the fridge. So be quiet.
You what?
I have to clean out the fridge.
Oh, I do too. I
I'm
need
like
to clean out my
trying to
pantry.
shove all the groceries in there today. I'm like, oh, I gotta clean out the fridge.
Yeah. I think it was Terry Knox. Did she post it? She showed us, it might have been in our Marco Polo group. She showed us her pantry. She did a pantry clean out. And I was like, God, I really need to do that. I have so much like baking stuff. We're not going to bake anymore. So that can go in the freezer, just
Mhm.
clean it all out. All right, ladies.
bro, I don't know how y'all throw it in the freezer. It's still in the house. If it's in the freezer, it's coming out and I'm gonna eat it. It's just gotta go. If there were 5 dozen delicious cookies in my freezer, they'd be ice cookies that I'm eating. Like it's no they sit in that freezer and not call my name. They
Somebody
were
in my house was eating cookies out of the freezer because I had
Were they?
containers. Yeah, I had separated, like, because I was going to give my brother some and my sister some. And then I had our container and they were in the freezer so that people wouldn't touch them. And when I went to go put them in their containers to give them to them, there was a bunch of cookies missing. So somebody was eating frozen cookies. I don't know who.
So funny.
My husband says it wasn't him, so he says it was the kids.
That's
All
funny.
right. Yeah. Well, ladies, have a good rest of the week and Happy New Year.
Thank
Happy New
you.
Year, ladies.
Happy New Year.
Nobody's partying on the New Year.
I'm hoping to at least be awake, but it hasn't happened in many years.
I'll be
No,
at my mom's, so they don't party.
my
Yeah.
birthday's on the 6th of January. So I don't know. We're trying to plan something. I don't know if we're going to stay home or if we're going to go to the coast or what, but we'll see.
Nice.
Yeah, enjoy.
Good
Okay,
night,
ladies.
ladies.
We'll see you next week. Same bat
Okay.
time, same bat channel.
All right. Good night.
Night.
Bye.
Bye.